is right, black don't crack, but I'm mixed, so I just crevice. I just use a lot of oil of Olay to fill that in. So you are not seeing double. There are 2 black female comics tonight. 2 black female comics, yes. And as Hope mentioned, we're just getting through the holiday season. I'm really glad the holidays are almost over. I'm so relieved. There's just too much food around during the holidays. We have Halloween candy, my birthday's in November, then we got Thanksgiving, and Christmas, and Valentine's Day coming up. Pretty much from October to February, it's just a sleigh ride into sweatpants. It's just a sleigh ride into sweatpants, and that's rough for me, because I love food. I really love food. In fact, I used to be over 200 pounds. Actually over 300 pounds, let's just be honest about that extra 100. And being over 300 pounds, it's pretty much like wearing John Goodman as a coach 365 days a year. Really uncomfortable experience, really unfortunate. So I wrote some books about my experience being obese. You might have read some of them. So we had 50 Shades of Grazing. And then Eat, Pray, Eat Some More. Yeah. And then I started writing a film about my experience, but I heard the title was taken from some little movie called The Hunger Games. And people always say, oh my gosh, you do not look like you used to weigh 300 pounds. And I think, well, what is somebody supposed to look like when they used to weigh 300 pounds? You expect me to have like fried chicken grease on my shirt at all times? Have the Twinkie shapes, like I'm in withdrawal. Gotta show my former fat girl card at In-N-Out so I don't exceed my allotment of burgers in a month. Oh my gosh. I went on a plane not too long ago. I flew, and I had another one of those like really awkward former fat girl moments. I had the window seat in my row, and the person in the aisle seat or in the center seat was already sitting there. So I was really apologetic, trying to squeeze in. I was like, I'm so sorry, that's me over there on the side. And the woman in the middle goes, oh, that's all right. I saw some big people coming down the aisle. And I thought, should I say something? Should I stick up for my fat brethren? But rule number 1 of Fat Club is you don't talk about Fat Club. Especially once you make it out of Fat Club. Because we don't have a secret handshake, we have a secret milkshake. And the secret is bacon. It's just bacon. So I'm still really, really obsessed with food and weight and dieting and bodies. Like I just can't get away from that. And I love this show on the BBC about just that subject. It's called Super Size versus Super Skinny. Anybody ever seen that? Anybody have the good cable? Man. I'm single. I'm looking for a man with a good cable. Yeah. But it's called Super Size versus Super Skinny, and the premise is they take 2 people, one very, very large person, our super sized person, and one super skinny person, and they make them change diets for a week. They switch diets for a week. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the big person eats what the little person eats, and vice versa. So the host comes on in every episode. She introduces who's going to be on that episode. So she comes on and she goes, on today's episode, we're going to meet George and Janet. George weighs 392 pounds. For breakfast, he has a pound of bacon, 2 loaves of bread, a milk truck, and a toddler. Let's talk to George. And then George comes on. I like takeaway. I like Italian takeaway because they give you them big portions and the fried cheese, and I just don't like Chinese takeaway because they give you them little cookies with advice inside. That's when I read said stop eating. Not takeaway. And then the host comes back and she goes, now let's meet Janet. Janet weighs 98 pounds. For breakfast, she has air. For lunch, she has a carrot. And then Janet comes on. I like takeaway too. And I like snacks. Sometimes when I get real hungry, I lick a potato chip. Then I put it back in the bag, save it for later. And by the end of the episode, you know, George eats Janet. I gotta find 2 more people. That's what I like to watch. You know, now that I'm not obese, still into that stuff. I find that like the standards are high. Now I gotta live by like skinny girl standards, not being obese. Like, I feel like I gotta be more polished, you know, I gotta like take showers, get a haircut. Went to the salon. I feel like I should start getting my legs waxed since I can see my toes now. So I went to the salon and they charge by the leg. Did you guys know this? There's salons where they charge by the leg. And I'm like, who's coming in here? Pirates? Like, does anybody come in there like, I be wanting to get my legs waxed? Get me a pedicure. So I'm real poor, so I just did get the one leg waxed. I'm saving up for the other one for like a special occasion. Yeah, so I got that taken care of. I thought life would be a lot more interesting when I wasn't big anymore. I thought it'd be like a pit bull video, like I'm on a yacht and there's like buff men serving me margaritas. But life is not that different, unfortunately. So now that I've lost the weight, like the things have changed. I go running now. Adam, come with me. I go running. I listen to Miley Cyrus while I do it. Wear Lululemon pants. So basically, you lose 150 pounds, and I managed to transform myself from a fat black woman to a white teenage girl from the Palisades. Not what I was going for with the whole weight loss thing. It's not what I was going for. I do date more. Now that I've lost weight, I do date more, and I found that I have a type. I tend to go for white guys with a sprinkle of Jew. But I don't discriminate, so I will also take sexy and broken. I'll take sexy and broken if you have an addiction, if your mom left you when you were a child, or you look like Channing Tatum. We're in business, sexy and broken. I'm bad at dating. Really, the only thing that I have learned from dating so far is how to hold a fart for 2 hours. As far as I've gotten. And even that doesn't guarantee a second date, so it's really awkward dating. I'm really, really awkward at it. It's like Star Wars. I know Adam mentioned Star Wars. That's me in dating. It's really awkward. So if I don't like a guy, I'm like Yoda. I'm very cool, calm, and collected. You know, I'll go out with the guy, and I'm like, pay for my dinner or not, there is no try. I do not care how much money you make, we will not see one another again. But if I like the guy, I turn into Chewbacca. And it's just so weird, you know, I get all nervous. The guy's like, so what do you like to do for fun? And I'm like, no. And he's like, so where are you from? And I'm like, no. And then if he asks me out again, I just cover my face and flee, no! So I suck at dating. I suck so bad. I tried the online dating thing for a while, yeah. You know, there's that whole catfishing issue. Have you guys heard about catfishing? Yeah, where somebody's like putting up a picture, but it's not really them. Yeah. So I have not been catfished, fortunately, but I have been tilapia'd. Unfortunately, I have been tilapia'd, and that's when the person shows up, and it is them from their picture, but the picture was of them 20 years ago. I should have known when this guy I agreed to go out with looked like Eddie Murphy in Coming to America, but I'm not very hip. You know, I'm like one step above Amish. So I'm like, oh, maybe high-waisted mom jeans for guys are in style again. Maybe ducktails are the thing. So stoked by that. Yeah. The first OkCupid date I went on, the guy was just like so ridiculously cheap, so ridiculously cheap. We went to Starbucks. So I figured, you know, we'll get coffee, right? Because we're at Starbucks. So I bring this up to him. I'm like, well, do you think we should get coffee since we're at Starbucks? And he said, I don't believe in paying for food or drinks out, but if you come back to my apartment, I can make you a salad for free. So on our second date, you know me better, standards. So on our second date, we went bowling, and he paid for the first game, and I paid for the second game, so it was like a little improvement there. And then he said, would you like to sit in my car and listen to mixtapes? So I'm like, all right, this school's very safe by the bell, I'll roll with this. So I go in his car, and he puts on the mixtape, and then he says, would you like to try some of my nuts? And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is why my mom did not want me to have a computer. This is what happens on To Catch a Predator. You meet a man online, and then you get in his car, and then he offers you his nuts, and I just did not know how to respond, so I just sat there, and then he reaches over behind the passenger seat, and he pulls out Kirkland Signature Fancy Mix Nuts from Costco. So he just wanted me to have a snack. So the wedding's next week. We're all invited to that. Yeah. So that's how the dating's been going. Yeah. So I've been trying to convert friends into dates, and I've been accidentally ending up on like the non-date date. So I'll ask a friend out, and he doesn't know it's a date. But he'll be dressed up really nice, and I'll be dressed up really nice. So I went to pick up my friend for this non-date date. And he gets in the car, and like the coast, you know, during the daytime it's like that hip station for soccer moms, like Katy Perry. But at night it's love songs on the coast. So he gets in my car, and Brian McKnight is playing. I'm like, oh, Brian McKnight, you're blowing my cover. He's like, 1, you're like a dream come true. 2, just wanna be with you. Boy, you just cannot see. Deanna's trying to trick you into dating her. So that was weird, and it was going well for a second. He said I look nice. I said he looked nice, but then I farted, so we were back to farting. So that's my time. You guys have been great. My name is Deanna Jernigan.
One more time for your headliner, Deanna Jernigan, everybody. All right. If you guys had a good time tonight, give me a hell yeah.